Welcome back to the second episode of the Black Crows podcast. I'm Lauren.
I'm Raleigh.
Mr. Terry. Oh, sorry. Mr. Terry, yes. Hello.
Before we get started, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself and like what you do for a living?
My name is Mr. Terry. I am the teacher, a teacher at Santa Fe Trail High School. I teach a variety of classes, including this one, video and broadcast production. I been teaching for 10 years, and so, yeah, love it. I'm also super into what you guys are doing here. This looks great, and I love horror and, mysteries and science fiction, the macabre, so yeah, this is awesome.
Well, today we have a case known as the Valisca axe murder. It's an unsolved case that takes place in a small village known as Valisca on June 10th, 1912.
It happened in the middle of the night. A guy broke into the Moore family of 6. All of the night, they had 2 neighbor kids staying the night.
So, in this house, it was like an upstairs, and I'm gonna kind of like do a layout of this house. There was the upstairs, and upstairs there was 2 rooms. The parents' room was first, and then you go, I think it was down a little hallway, and there was a kid's room, where their 6 kids would stay.
Okay.
And then downstairs would be the kitchen, kind of like living area, and then the guest room, where 2 other kids from the neighborhood house were staying that night.
Fallen so far.
Mm-hmm. And so when the guy broke in, the parents and the kids were upstairs, and the guy was down. The 2 neighborhood kids were downstairs. It's rumored that this guy, so the doors were unlocked because in this town nothing bad ever happened. They didn't have the worry to lock their doors or anything.
Canada?
It was in Kansas actually.
Oh, Kansas. Okay.
I believe.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
I want to say it was down in Atchison.
Atchison. Okay.
Roughly that area. And well, this is back in 1910, so they didn't really have the worry to lock their doors or anything.
Yeah.
So this guy just easily opened the door and was in.
Did he kill the neighbor kid?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were at the wrong house at the wrong night.
Yeah. Was this, because isn't Atchison the town that they, the demon house, there's some like demon house or
The
something?
Sally House?
Sally House, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that in Atchison?
Then this one might not be in Atchison, but it's in Kansas.
Okay.
I know they're both in Kansas.
Okay.
I think Atchison is like one of the biggest
Like haunted
spiritual.
Because back in
Yeah,
Atchison,
haunted.
a lot of cult stuff happened there.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
satanic rituals, and even in the bottom of the Sally House, there's a satanic circle that was painted over.
Yeah, for sure. Beep! Oh. That was the research beep.
A research beep.
Yeah.
Because we just got done researching.
Yes.
We did find out it's not actually in Kansas, but instead in Iowa.
Same
Sally
state,
House is in
essentially.
Same state?
Yeah.
In your opinion?
Yeah.
Why?
They both grow corn, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Both flat,
Okay.
boring.
Okay.
They both have an A.
Okay.
It was suspected he walked upstairs into the parents' room.
Who walked upstairs?
The murderer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Because
we're
the
back
door
to the
wasn't
story.
locked and he went upstairs. First he killed both of the parents and then went on to the children.
And he killed him with the back of the axe, which there was actual proof. We are SF District News, and we interrupt this broadcast to bring you important information.
Last week, at approximately 2:15 p.m., a gruesome murder was committed in the parking lot at Santa Fe Trail High School.
The body was found 2 days ago at 10:57 in the ditch by the cornfields next to the school. Based off the wounds on the body and the autopsy, this was an unplanned murder and committed out of pure anger.
The police say the murderer has been seen multiple times since the murder under multiple different identities. Since the murderer is on multiple different identities.
This man is considered highly dangerous, and we encourage all of you to report something if you see something strange. You could save a life.
Look, there's someone over there right now.
We should go talk to him.
Yes.
Sir, we have a couple questions to ask you.
Okay.
What do you think of the murder that happened a couple days ago?
Haven't heard anything about it.
You ever heard anything about the murder? The murder happened in the cornfields over there. Absolutely nothing at all? It's been all over the news.
I've heard absolutely nothing whatsoever.
You sure?
How do I know this intel isn't fabricated?
Why did you fabricate it? The farmer itself reported it, and the police came and inspected it themselves.
Well, people do a lot of things for attention.
What do you mean by that, sir?
People do a lot of crazy things for attention.
Can you please elaborate?
I have nothing more to say.
You have nothing more to say. Well, that's that, people. There's absolutely nothing that guy knows, which is strange. Anyways, that's it for today's news. Back to your planned scheduled broadcast. So it was quite a while
So
ago.
not a lot of like investigating as far as like DNA and evidence goes.
I mean,
you could get away with a lot more in
They couldn't find anything
1912.
about him.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah, you can't. They didn't have computers or anything like that.
Yeah.
Next morning, they were discovered after the father, John Moore, a businessman, did not answer a call from his clerk, causing him to worry. The neighbors were also concerned due due to the fact that the family was not yet up and doing.
Because this was like a very routine family. They got up, they did the same thing every day. Same time they got up, same routine every morning, every day.
Do we know why the neighbor kids were there? That kind of is weird to me.
I think it was either like a sleepover kind of like with friends, because like they were friends with the family, or the parents were out of town.
Yeah. Because how many people were killed in total?
10.
10? So 8 of the family and 2 neighbor kids?
No, a
yes.
family of 6 and
then 2 neighbor
so
kids.
8.
So 8?
Yeah, so 8.
Okay, so, but the 2 neighboring kids were downstairs sleeping together, right? So it's like if it was a sleepover, wouldn't the neighbor kids be upstairs?
Yeah, so it might have been like a parents kind of watching for neighbors.
For sure.
Later on, a very concerned neighbor, like more concerned than the others, tried to like came bang on the doors and windows, but nobody came to answer, which he thought especially was strange. So he then
Called the cops.
called the marshal of the town, who busted down the door and found everyone.
Wow, that's crazy. Did they ever have any suspects? Like any like serious suspects?
They had 2 serious suspects, and then there was one that other like townspeople had suspected. The 2 were
like a weird townie or something?
not a weird townie, but more of like a person who was in fact at the time going around traveling and like murdering people who wasn't yet like identified.
Oh.
But the 2, how'd they know what?
Why would they suspect it if it was probably true, if he was already murdering people and some already suspected it?
I don't know, but the 2 most likely suspects were John Moore's, it was either, I think it was like business rival, whose name I can't remember, but his business rival was one of the suspects, and so was the Reverend Kelly.
Interesting. Reverend, huh? Man of God.
Except not so godly.
Yeah. But he wasn't prosecuted.
He was like taken in, he like the most, he was the main suspect, but they never like charged anyone, and they never really put him in jail. But
what was the reason that he was the main suspect if he was a man of God?
Yeah, exactly.
He was like, I guess like
he didn't like the family?
He didn't like the family, and he like especially, I think he was like really perverted and stuff like that, and would get mad and stuff like easily if he couldn't do stuff.
Gotcha. Had a temper.
Yeah, a very bad temper. Another thing was that he tried to get out of the town the next morning on a train.
That's a clue right there.
But the business rival did also really weird stuff, in which case he memorized the names, badge numbers, and stations of 7 police officers on a short train ride, which isn't like common.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Why would you do that unless you needed like, I was here at this time with them.
Right, yeah. Huh. So, did they just not have enough, because it sounds like, one of these guys could have done it. Did they just not have enough evidence to prosecute or what?
Yeah, they didn't have enough evidence to decide who it was.
Wow.
And the last theory was
so they lock him up in bars or something, or just...
they just tried like put him in trial, didn't find any like this was it kind of evidence, so nobody got charged for it.
Yeah, it sounds like all circumstantial evidence, not really any like direct evidence. And yeah, 1912, you're not going to get blood evidence or DNA evidence because they didn't have that technology. You're not going to get fingerprint evidence because they didn't have that technology. So it's essentially just a guess, or you're waiting or hoping for a confession, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some townspeople also expected like this like traveling kind of murder. And later on, this other woman, more recent, wrote a book on how and why she thought it was this person. Because it was around the same time the murders happened. This person was known for coming in on... This person was known...
I thought a jump scare would be good.
You jump scared me more than you jump scared them, probably. You scared the life out of me.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Did you jump too?
Hopefully I got the audience too.
So this woman wrote a book, because around the same time, because like morning like a train had come in, that night a train had left.
Okay.
And this murderer was known for like similar circumstances, like came in on a train, would go into these people's houses, use their axe, kill them, leave.
Wait,
But
what is this case called?
The Valisca axe murders.
Meaning multiple?
No, yeah, because I think I know this one. I don't know this specific story, but there was one, I think that was like in Louisiana or something that was similar to that, where a guy would, and it was just in that city, but he was like a serial killer. He would come in, use their axe, murder them with their axe, and then...
Was this around the same time?
I think so.
So it could have been him as well, which is another theory.
Yeah, huh. Interesting.
Connections.
Yeah, connections. Do you guys watch like BuzzFeed Unsolved or anything?
I do sometimes, not often.
Yeah, that's where I heard about that from that. So they have some pretty cool
I do
stuff.
most of my learning from like other podcasts and like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah. BuzzFeed's good. You should check it out. I mean, because it's good information, but it's also funny. I like the guy, Shane and Ryan.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. I saw their Goatman Bridge one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So the one I saw was BuzzFeed, not Unsolved, is BuzzFeed Crime, because they have Unsolved and they have a crime one too, and the crime one was the axe murderer one. But it sounds exactly like this, like, you know, taking the people's axes. And so I guess at that point, like if I'm living in that town and I know that there's a serial killer coming and taking people's axes out of their home and killing them with it, why not just get rid of your axe?
Because it was like small town in 1912.
Maybe.
They had to like chop down wood and stuff in the winters.
I
And,
don't know, maybe they wanted to get noticed.
That's true.
well, that's the story for today.
Nice. Well, thanks for having me.
Of course.
And, you know, I hope to see you again. I think that you guys got a good thing going here, and that you continue on with... Got you again.
Bye.